High-risk investment. Trading on margin carries a high level of risk and may not be suitable for all investors. Before deciding to trade, you should carefully consider your investment objectives, level of experience, and risk appetite. The possibility exists that you could sustain a loss of some or all of your initial investment, and therefore you should not invest money that you cannot afford to lose. You should be aware of all the risks associated with trading and seek advice from an independent financial advisor if you have any doubts. Market opinions. Any opinions, news, research, analyses, prices, or other information contained on this video is provided as general market commentary and does not constitute investment advice. MasterTheMarkets will not accept liability for any loss or damage, including without limitation to any loss of profit, which may arise directly or indirectly from use of or reliance on such information.
Hi traders, welcome to our live trading workshop webinar today. Quite a lot to cover. We're looking at gold actually just now. We did hit one of the targets. We had another limit order. We'll see how it goes. So quite a lot of action going on. We got Brent oil as well. So the format of this live trading workshops, how they go is, so I'll keep an eye on Brent as we are talking. So the format usually goes like, for those of you new, we'll look at some live trading positions, potential trades that are setting up with the methodology that we have put together using price and volume. And then after that, then we'll go through a topic for the day. And today's topic is going to be on powerful support and resistance levels, okay? And then after that, we'll take on questions and also let you know about certain upcoming events that is coming up, okay? So this and more in this session. Traders, for those of you joining in for the first time, you're still Napon here, founder of Master the Markets Elite Traders Conference and the Traders Open Day. So today, let's go through this together in terms of the two trades that we're taking a look at. So I'll start off with gold. I was just taking a look at gold just now. So what we do over here, I'll give you some reference videos as well, but definitely one of the first ones, in case you're just burning inside, just when you get confused when I go through it, one of the first ones you should definitely take a look at would be the 7 steps to CTP.com, okay? I'll come to that in a bit. I'll show you guys later. Once you have registered, you'll get the 7 videos, which has been put together over 15 years of collated research, which will give you a very good overview of what we're doing here. Now, let me go back to here because there is a trade setting up over here. We can take it on maybe a longer range setup, okay? So let me do that very quickly so that we can learn and also take the trade as well. I don't want to miss that trade. I did take the first trade on it. I'll explain that to you in a minute as well. So on the daily time frame, that's an uptrend. On the 4-hour, you see what we have over here, traders, is that we've quantified the tops and bottoms here, okay? This is what's unique to us here at Master the Markets, which gives us the trend on any time frame on a quantitative basis. From there, you get 4 critical statistics, which I'll show you later, which is also being shown and proven in real time. I'll explain all of that in a minute. So over here on the 4-hour, you can see that that is an uptrend phase 2. I've got that into the trend alignment table. This is an uptrend phase 1 over here. On the 15-minute over here, we got a uptrend phase 1 again, right? So we got an uptrend phase 1 there as well, okay? So over here, what can definitely catch my attention here is all these volume spikes that is happening, okay? And which is going to sustain? Is it the buying pressure or is it the selling pressure? I'll come to that in a bit more detail very shortly. But the main one, what we are really looking at with that volume is this range over here, where they're coming to test it, okay? If that buying pressure is true, it should then bounce back and then carry on through. At that point, we can take another position back on that level over there. But we'll keep an eye on that. We will be aware and wary of that, okay? Right. Now, so I've got all the trends together, right? So this is an uptrend phase 1. So let me put all that together. So let me bring that up again. So this one here on the daily is what I'm having. So I go back to here. And this one here on the gold, this is the uptrend phase 1. Okay. Now we'll also combine, not only do we just look at the trend alignment or direction alignment, we also then take a look at the stretch and the range lines. Okay. Now phase 1, phase 2 is pretty simple. Those of you joining in for the first time, phase 1 is basically in alignment with the trend. Okay, that's what we are really looking for. So you can see that across all of these time frames, it's all an uptrend. So it's pretty quite straightforward here. Okay. Now, in terms of the stretch, let me take a look at the stretch over here on the 15-minute time frame. So coming back to here, now, which was the stretch that it took out? Now, I know it's a bit crowded over here. So I did put all these targets here because for the 15-minute just now. Now, if you guys can see, in fact, one of our clients has sent the stretch indicator for the trading view. I'll put that on in a minute. But if you see that over here, the upper stretch line and there's a lower stretch line here, right? It's a bit crowded. If I move it off here, that will be a bit more clearer for you guys to see, okay? So you can see that over here, there is the upper stretch line, there's the green one, and then there's a lower stretch line as well, okay? It's taken out both, but the latest one that is taken out is this one here, okay? That's the one that we are really looking at, okay? The upper stretch line. So I'll go back to here again. So the upper stretch line is what it's taken out over here. And the latest range line. So what we also take a look at is the range that is taken out. The latest one that is taken out is the latest high, isn't it? Is this one here, right? So that one there. So over there, I'll do that latest upper range over here, okay? Then after that, we're also looking at the previous daily high or previous daily low. Did it take out the previous daily high or low? I go back to my daily time frame. Here, look at this, right? So it's a insider bar at the moment. It hasn't taken out its last high yet, okay? Now, why do we look at previous daily highs and lows? I mean, if you've been to Traders Basecamp, there's like 4 bar pattern setups, 80% probability setup of them happening. The way the quants looked at it, that's how my mentor taught me. It was very powerful when I first learned it. The other thing is also there's a lot of stops here as well, isn't it? Right? Buy entries, sell stops, all of this at the high and the low, isn't it, traders, right? So based on that, that's why we look at all of those things. So as of now, we are not getting that, right? So over here on the previous daily high, so it's not taken out either one. So it's as of now, it's an insider bar, but higher probability to take out the high, okay? So here's the 1 ATR range, which will go for 0.8 ATR range. Has it done that yet? Sorry, I think I filled that up in the wrong place. So some of you will notice that. This one here, I don't know what it was, but doesn't matter. Leave it. So here, then the 8.8 ATR range. So let's take a look at that at the moment. So the 0.8 ATR range, so the ATR yesterday, so let me minimize that one there. And let me put this, where is the data window is here, okay. Data window here, so if you see, let me take a look over here. So ATR is 4378, isn't it, traders, yeah? So we'll do 0.8 times 4378. That's 3502. And this one is only done 2341. And knowing that gold is quite a volatile instrument, highly probably will do is 80% ATR, okay? So at the moment, that's why I've put this as no. Right, so we'll update that and we'll put this as no. The bias is pretty simple. When I look at across all of this, this is an uptrend, trend alignment, direction alignment towards the upside, upper stretch being taken out, which is an alignment, latest upper range line being taken out, again towards the upside. This hasn't been taken out yet, okay? And so across all of this, it's all aligning towards the long side, okay? So over here, I will do that. Okay, so that's the long. Now, once we got the direction bias, as I always say, in every strategy, there's a direction bias, and then after that, there is a timing. Okay, when do we get into the trade? Okay, so now when I get back into here again, so how do I get into the trade over here? So firstly, what I will do is I'll mark out the range levels. So here, traders 35.02, isn't it? Let's just say $35, right, is the ATR range. So what I'll do is I'll take the low of the day, 33.27, right? So that's 56, isn't it? Shall I do that? Okay, yeah, let's do that. 33.26, right? And then I will plus the $35 dollars range, okay? Plus 35. So over here, I got 3362.56. So this is what we will do here. Okay, 3362.56 is what I'll do. 3362.56. Okay, right. So you see, it's been clouded by both of them. Okay, that's good. I took that one out. Let me take that one out. Delete that one. Okay, good. So that's what we got at the moment. And then I got my range lines here as well, which is this one here. So when it does that particular range over there, that's when we will have hit our ATR range of 80%, okay? So I've got that marked out. Now, the other thing also is I can take a look at our previous daily high as well, isn't it? So over there, so that's your 335 7.89. So I will mark that out as well, okay? So 3357.89, okay? So if I want to be just a little bit quicker on that one, should we put it at 89? Yeah, that's fine, okay? 3357.89. Now, I've got all that marked out. So now I go back into my 15-minute now to time myself to enter, okay? So one place where I'll definitely be looking to enter this particular trade is on the close of this bar. But now, if you see, as of now, currently, you can see there's a bit of retracement going on. So there's a bit of selling here, right? And a tug of war. So what we'll do is to see if price comes back to fill me, the market comes back to fill me. So I will put my entry on top of that selling action over there, okay? So that's what I will take a look at. Now, of course, this trade will get invalidated when it takes out the low over here because the trend will change and I got to wait for another buying pressure to come. But then at that point also tells me that this big volume spikes that happened over here, this too, right? It's not really towards the buying pressure, and that's what we need to revisit at that point, okay? So for now, what we'll do in terms of timing, we will put an entry on the high of that bar. So now we'll get into exact level orders, yeah? So this is how we look at it. After we align everything, got the picture, everything aligns in front of us, direction bias is formed. Now we go straight directly, a bit more specific into entry, where the levels will be. That's how we professionals, we will take a look at it, okay? So here, at the high, 3350.17, isn't it, right? So 3350.97. So 3351 is what I'll be taking a look at. 3351, isn't it? But then I got to put my spreads on there as well, okay, which is where the range line is as well. So I will just quickly take a look at the spreads that Trade Nation is giving out. Give a shout out to Trade Nation as well. We are working collaboration with them. From them, we're getting the data here. 3342. So it's about 30 cents, isn't it? Of spread, right? So what I'll do is, so even if I do 30 cents over here, 3350.9 cents. So just say 3351. So 3351.30, okay? So this is where we will come in. So let me just do that. So 3351.30, okay? So that's the first place I will come in once it takes out that level. Now, where will the stop loss be on this particular perspective? Here, what we do is, usually because I'm trading this swing at the moment, when it takes out that level there, this will be the last interruption that it would have cleared. So I'll put my stop loss on the low of this bar, if it does sustain, that is. So we have to recalculate that back. But on another perspective, I'll also take a look at the MAE level, and I'll calculate it from there as well. So here, 4.25, if I go back to trading view, here, we've got the MAE levels. This is a very, very important thing. All our clients really love this tool that we've got here from the SMI indicator. And this is what you won't see anywhere online, right? So this is what people really love about us. And once they join us, they stick with us for over 15 years. And that's why we and Trade Guide have partnered together. As I said before, you see big volume spike here, coming back to test that region over here, right? That's what it's doing. But we've got to see first how the price reacts. High probabilities towards the upside because of all the direction alignment that we've done. It will always follow the path of least resistance. But what we will never be able to figure out is the order route in which it goes, okay? So anyway, I better be quick on this one because you know how gold is. So you see, so what I'm looking at over here is 1.75. You see the 1.75, this is the MAE numbers, right? So this again was done by one of our clients. This is how our community is growing. The community itself is uplifting itself. So you can see MAE is where to place my stop loss. If I place it 1.75 ATR away, I won't get stopped out 98.55% of the time, okay? That's what that is telling me. That's quite a powerful stats to have in my favor. Now, 1.75 times $4.25 would be, oops, let me do that. 1.75 times 425, that would be 743. So if I place it $7.43 away from the close, right? So that I won't get stopped out 98% of the time, right? That's good to know, and we can trade with conviction, is it not, traders, right? So that's one place that we can put the stop in before this low and the high gets clear. Once the high gets clear, then we can trail it up. That's how I would do it for now. To begin with, okay, but because we're entering here on the high, so the low, we can put our stop loss for here as well, okay? In fact, this ties into the topic of today, powerful support and resistance levels, which I'll be going through. So for now, you know what I'll do? I will put my stop loss below the low of this bar, if it sustains, okay? Also, we need to rework that again. But I'll calculate both parts over here, okay? So what I'll do is on the close, 3346.58. 3346.58. And then I'll push it out on the Telegram channel. Those of you guys haven't joined it yet, you can join it still. It's 3346.58 minus the 743. So 3339.15. 3339.15. So that's that one there. And then I'll do another one here on the low of this, okay? 3341.36, okay? 3341. This suddenly reminded me of one trade that we took along with Gavin as well, where it came so near to our stop loss, just missed it just by about 1 cent or whatever, and then it will rush to the target, okay? That was a crazy thief grouping session, that one. You can catch it on our YouTube channel, by the way. It's all over there. Right, so I've got that one here. So this is a pending order, right? So we got our entry here at 3351.30, okay? And then the stop loss here. Now, where will the target be? As we calculated, it will be, you can there can be two target levels, but I'll take it off at the previous daily high level, okay? But we won't get in until this area is cleared and the buying pressure resumes back again, okay? So on that basis, I'll push this out on the Telegram channel for now. 3-3, yeah, so that's coming, but it's a pending order. So let me just do that. Just bear with me as I put that through. 3351.30 and then 3341.36, right? 3341.36. And the target will be 3357.89, okay? So that's what that one will be at to go for, okay? So I've just submitted that through you guys for the Telegram channel, and that's a pending order. But remember that pending order is valid until this low is taken out, because then we got to reevaluate that back again, okay? So wait and see how that performs, or if the selling takes over to take out that low. So this is what we are looking at over here. Now you can see that we just don't jump into the trade out of just impulse, okay? So we need to have our strategic levels inside. I'll quickly take a look on the 5-minute over here as well. See how the action over here is coming. So you can quickly see that over here, the biggest volume spike happened around here, isn't it? So it's still sticking around here, okay, to test that area. So we'll see how that all comes out to be. But always let the price dictate the move, okay? Okay, good. So this is what we have at the moment, traders. So we'll keep an eye on that one, on gold. I'll also put it on this account as well. So let's do this together. So I've got my position size here. So 3351.30. So we got that done. 3341.36. And then we got 3357.89. Okay. So after that, then we can look at this. So I will do on just on 500, and we can see how that carries on to be. Okay, so that's on 5.03. So 5.03. So I'm just thinking if this is doing the calculation correctly or not. I think it should be, actually. Just give me 1 minute, guys. I'm just going to double check it if the position size calculator is doing it correctly. Let me do this. Let me see. The gold. On the specification here, that is 100, isn't it? So, if I'm not wrong, if it does, 2351, 7, no. So I think this is doing at 500, isn't it? So let me understand this, what it's doing. So it's doing it at $10. I've looked at it before. I just didn't have the time to just coincide with this. So 5. So we need 0.5, isn't it? To be honest, is it 50? Yeah, it should be. Or unless it's calculating it differently. No, this should be correct. So let me see. So yeah, so I think we should be on the right track on this one. So let's see how that goes. 0.5 is what we should be. But something was wrong just now on what we were looking at. Anyway, so pending order is where we'll go for. Buy stop 3351.30 and stop loss 3341.36 and take profit 3357.89. Okay, So we'll let that order rest, and I'll keep an eye on this, and then we'll be coming back to this again, okay? And we'll see how that plans out to be. More or less, it is correct, if I'm not wrong. 329 is in, yeah, okay, yeah, I think it is doing it correctly. Okay, good. So I got that one there. On gold, I've explained to you guys as well. Now, another one that I did take a look at was Brent. As I've mentioned a lot in my webinars before, we are looking for more traders to learn this methodology. So if you guys are interested in it, it's a very powerful concept. In fact, I always keep saying, and in the lecture that I did for STA as well, I kept telling them, I told them in the end, in the summary, that most important thing, traders, is the logic behind the system. This is what will give you the sustainability for it in the long run, not even the data at the end. Sometimes data you can show as much as you want, but sometimes, you know, it just won't reproduce in real time, okay? Now, here's another one that I'm looking at in terms of Brent at the moment. So here, let me take a look. I'm not sure if this low will sustain. If it doesn't, we got to recalculate it back, and we have to come back to it in a minute. I'll keep an eye on it as well. Now, in terms of Brent, let's take a look over here. There's a volume spike over there, over here. And then in terms of the areas, right? The trend alignment and direction alignment. So let me just quickly just keep an eye on gold at the moment. Yeah, that's taken that out. So I'll cancel that order because, so remember to cancel that order, confirm, right? So remove that, close, and we will wait and see if it sustains. Now, the next level I will take a look at is for this low, if it sustains that or not, okay? So wait and see how that plans out to be, okay? So we're not getting a hit on gold. We took an earlier position on this on gold as in a very short position here towards a small target on the 15-minute, which we just hit it by the wick of that seller bar, and then we just came out, okay? That was that one there. But it's okay. We'll take a look at Brent. We'll see how, if we do get an order fill on that one. So let's see. So this one here, let's take a look at this one here. So here, this one here, let's see what we got. Right, so let me put the trend alignments together. I know we got a topic as well. I'm just being aware of time. Right, so here, there is an uptrend phase 1. So let me record all that down here. So uptrend phase 1. And then we've got Brent. Sorry, this is an uptrend phase 2, isn't it? The bottom hasn't confirmed. So I will do that. And then here, on the 4-hour, this is a downtrend phase 2. Okay. So I'll do that as well. That's correct. And then on the 1-hour, this is an uptrend phase 1. Okay. So I'll do that as well. And then on the 15-minute, I think before this, we'll carry on. It's an uptrend phase 2 as well. Okay. We're not getting a bit of sustenance, isn't it? Uptrend phase 2. In terms of stretch line and everything, let's take a look over here. This is a bit clear cut, isn't it, traders, right? Because if you take a look on the 1-hour, you can see, right, the upper stretch line is what's been taken out, right? Not the lower stretch line. So that one there as well. So upper stretch line has been taken out. Okay. And then range lines. Okay. So let's take a look at the range lines. And the range lines, the last range is on the upside. What is it taken out mostly? is towards the upside, isn't it? So I'll just put that as well, latest upper range line. Now, previous daily high and low, has it taken out that or not? Let's take a look at that. On the daily time frame, yes, it has taken out that, you see? The high over here, right? So that one definitely has done that. So previous daily high has been taken out. And 1 ATR will go for, and the 0.8 ATR range, yesterday's ATR was 303. This one here, 0.8 times 303, 242. Still hasn't done that. But then, saying that, the last 3 days, the range has been quite small, if you see, right? Just want to quickly take a look at that. What it's been doing, because I was trading Brent yesterday. It's $1.28, $1.16, $1.15. So I'm not sure if it will start to consolidate or not today, or it will start to burst out. But in terms of an ATR range, the answer is no. So it hasn't. And this is a clear-cut long as well, if you really take a look at it, right? So uptrend phase 2, downtrend phase 2 direction, even though trend is not there, but phase 2 is going on the upside. Uptrend phase 1, uptrend phase 2. So yeah, everything is pointing towards the upside, upper stretch, latest upper range line, previous daily high being taken out. So everything is pointing towards the upside. So I got my bias now. Remember direction? Now the timing, okay? Now where do I get in into this? I don't jump in as it's retracing over there. If you take a look, so this one here, right? So I need some buying pressure to come back into the market once again. So we'll wait for that and see how that turns out to be. That's how I will do it. Now, so I'll keep an eye on both of these charts, on gold and Brent. I was taking a look at DAX as well before. But before I come to that, I know a lot of you are pressing me on, asking me about the reference links, right? So one is 7 steps to ctp.com over here that you can take a look at, where it collates, you see, all the terminologies, if anything that you do not understand, the 3 stats that it gives. Remember, I just took a look at the MAE number, right? Where the stops won't be hit, isn't it, traders, right? That one there. So that one there, where the stops won't be hit, when I took a look at the MAE numbers, which is over here, just like that, we have programmed along with our community here and our clients, 3 stats over here, right? You see, look, OE, MAE, and time too. Very powerful stats, and time as well. You can do so much with this, construct so many different kinds of strategies on this as well, okay? So we have done that over here at Master the Markets. So all of that is explained in detail, what each of the stats means, how you build a framework, how you build the strategies. It's very unique, and that's how we got invited to Ninja Trader through Gavin's referral over 11, 15 times. And then we got invited to come and talk at STA. They got very fascinated by how we presented. Then they asked us to come and lecture for their diploma students as well. So all of those things have happened with us, okay? Ever since we talked about this framework that we put together, which was started back in the 1960s and 70s. And from the Richard Wyckoff method, that's why it blends so well with volume and price. And then I know Tom Williams made it very popular, did an amazing job, the late Tom Williams. And then Gavin Holmes is now heading that as well. In fact, we go live with Gavin Holmes and his team and Trade Guider every Thursday as well. Okay. So here, so on 7 steps to ctp.com, I highly recommend all of you to watch it. Even if you watched it, revisit it as well. After you put your details in, you get to our email list, you can get in up-to-date information from us. It's a 7-part video course, okay? Every day you will get one video, and you can see there's a fast learner link as well if you want to see all of them together. After you fill that up, click on the green button, then you'll get the 7 videos sent into your inbox, and you can watch it at your own free time. Now, the other thing is also, if you want to go to our website, masterthemarkets.net, on our website, if you want to get hold of the SMI and VSA indicators and play around with them, which is this one's over here, isn't it, right? So all the SMI with the top and bottoms quantification and all the stats and all the volume, along with it, the VSA light, everything in there, you can also then, from our website, then you can then go on to the menu over here, click on SMI and VSA, and you will land in this page, and you can read about it and also get it as well. Okay, so you can look through that. Then in terms of, you will have the links underneath the videos, you can take a look. In terms of our YouTube channel, which is growing nicely and steadily and strongly, you can also take a look at that. There's a few reference materials there, but those of you who subscribe, but come and let us know that you tell us, but Tiru, I've subscribed to the channel, but I don't get the notifications when you go live, right? So what you can do is, after you subscribe it, click on the drop-down arrow, click on the all bell icon. In that way, you'll get the notifications when we go live, okay? So after that, some of the videos that you can take a look at, some reference videos, there's some really good quality videos. Under the must-watch section, I would say as much as possible, watch through most of them. But the one really good one to watch in alignment with the intraday strategy we are talking about is the stretch principle, okay? So that one there. And also under the live section, there's a video on trend alignment tables, okay? So definitely take a look, scroll through here, find that one which says trend alignment tables, okay? So all that is there on our YouTube channel, really incredible amount of quality information. And then in terms of our ETM Summit, just want to give a shout out. That's going to be in 10th and 11th of October. We just postponed that because a lot of you have feedback to us saying that it's just too short notice, okay? So that's going to happen there. A few in-person tickets available. It happens once a year, so it'll be a really great time to all meet together from, I know you guys can travel from all over the world, right? We get people from all over the world coming in. This is going to happen in Westminster, London, okay? So you can read through that, you get the links over there, and you can meet us in person, right? Not just online all the time, you can meet us in person, in flesh and blood, okay? Good. I think with that said, now let's go on to the topic for today, so I can keep an eye as well on these things. Looks like gold is not doing it today, traders. It highly probably is going towards the downside, but then it's not aligning with any of our trend direction here. So we will leave that and we'll keep an eye on it, and we'll see if we get another trade on that, okay? Okay, and then we'll see how that one goes. Yeah, I'm just thinking, will it align with anything over here? No, not really. So I can't take the trade on the short if it does take out that low over there. It just doesn't align. So we will leave it as it is, okay? On the low over here, 3337.11. This one is 3337.17. So it's just not doing it. It's not bouncing back up. It's okay. We just got to sit on our hands. We see if we get another setup once again, and then we'll see if we want to take that trade or not. But I'm not going to take it on the short side because it's just not in our strategy plan. That's another thing as well. So if it's not in your strategy plan, do not take it. There's no point forcing a trade when you don't need to, okay? The only thing we can do is, if you want to create another strategy, is just on the swing confirmation here and take it towards a 1 ATR, but I'll not do that. I just want to take the ones which aligns everything with all the other time frames, okay? So remember, you have to be disciplined as well. It's very important, right? So discipline and the patience as well, okay? All that is very critical. Okay, good. So I think with that said, we go on to the topic for today. I'll keep an eye on Brent oil from my side. I'm just thinking, so even if it does towards the downside today, still a small bar, but then can it even make a lower high? It's very difficult. So I'll still keep my eyes out for the turn back if we do get a position on that one. Okay, good. I think with that said, let me go on to the Brent chart. I will keep an eye on Brent as well. See if we do get some buying pressure coming back up over there, okay? So in terms of our topic for today, powerful support and resistance levels, isn't it? That was the topic for today. So let me just double check that, if that was the topic. Just want to be in alignment. I think it is, if I'm not wrong. Let me see. So yeah, it is. Yeah, powerful support and resistance levels, isn't it? So powerful support and resistance levels, I mean, there's so many support and resistance levels, right? The famous ones that always everybody talks about is horizontal support and resistance lines, okay? Or some people call it zones as well. And then they look at certain price levels where it fluctuates. So for example, like that over here, okay? So for example, here, right? So that's a horizontal support resistance lines over there. And then you can see some people say, you know what, it took out the resistance lines as a low ball and then it just comes back up again, test that area and then good to go. The thing is, so we've seen a lot of that. Other ones are moving averages and so many of them, right? Support and resistance lines. But what are the powerful ones? The problem we had, I think, with horizontal support and resistance lines, personally ourselves, is that it's very hard to get anything quantitative out of it and quite systematic to keep taking trades on them, you see. So that's why we were not resonating with horizontal support resistance lines. We maybe can use it in confluence, yes, because especially commodities and with gold and Brent and all that, certain price levels are so important, especially indexes as well, right? So we can mark out those lines, but to take a trade on them, yeah, you can develop strategies on that, but we were not quite comfortable on them. And also the other ones, when we took a look at Fibonacci levels as well, right? So in terms of Fibonacci levels, if you take a look, so I'm just going through what support and resistance lines. So if you take a look at Fibonacci, if I want to draw a Fibonacci line here, right? So if I want to draw a Fibonacci line here, in terms of the Fibonacci line here, but the problem is when you drew that Fibonacci line, you need a low point and you need a high point, isn't it? How do you keep it consistent, right? Sometimes when it's not consistent, I used to question myself when I used to begin on this journey is that, but then if I'm not consistent even drawing my Fibonacci lines, then how can I achieve consistent execution or consistent performance, right? Everything just goes out of the window. So the question kept coming back to the point that, hang on a minute. If everything more or less needs the low point and the high point, even a stochastic, right? Even when you're looking at a stochastic, it's looking to measure out the period that you decipher for the indicator settings is also based on the cycle movement. When is the bottom going to happen, right? So everything is revolving around a bottom and a top of the market. If you really go and contemplate on this really deeply. So then after that, so then we started the question, okay, now if the bottom and top is that important, and also if it fits with the market nature, okay, that markets never move in a straight line, it moves in cycles. If it moves in cycles, bottoms and tops are formed, and therefore the ones in between, we call them the swing distance. If that is all true, then from the powerful support and resistance lines, we decided that, you know what, one is swing highs and swing lows, the swings. Now, the next question is, how do I quantify it, right? Now, before I even go to quantify it, I might ask, okay, why is it important, the swing highs and lows? As I said, because it fits with the market nature, then I can also get some kind of a distance, average distance, and project it for the future when I get a bottom turn over here, and I can see how much distance is left. Is it not, traders, right? That's what we want to know, isn't it? So, for example, if I were to say the why, would I want to know support and resistance levels? You see, like this, right? So, in this example here, if I can measure out the swing distances like that, right? Then from averaging them out or having a distribution table like this, I can then find out the high percentage of times what swing distance it gets to, is it not, traders, right? So that's a powerful number to have, and I know where to come up from, you see. So that's why it was important to look at swing highs and lows and mainly to quantify them as well. So we got a bit lucky, but luck, some people say that, the real long form of the word luck is actually labor under correct knowledge, right? So, and nothing happens by coincidence, but I met my mentor, right, at a broker event in Ascot, And that's where our relationship started, where I started to ask him, do you know how to quantify? I mean, he was a random guy over there. He was quite very friendly. I just asked him, do you know how to quantify what a top and a bottom is? And then he didn't give a wishy-washy answer. He just gave straight, pinpoint, precise answer over there. And I was like, oh, wow, this is the first time I've heard this, because no book that I've read has given to that detail that he gave. And then after that, because it was just a short meeting, but I got exchanged numbers. And then after that, but it was so hard to get hold of him. But eventually after that, from six months later, actually, we met him. And then after that, became a long-term friendship and relationship. In fact, I'm meeting him later on this week. He's now in Dubai. He's got his own hedge fund and he trades for bigger institutional money. Now, in that, what he then taught me was all the formulas that he learned from his mentor. And he told me that this actually started from the 1970s. Then he gave me some kind of source material to read, which is mind-blowing, which you won't see anywhere in circulation. So this is what we got at the moment, right? So we have quantified it. So what you can see is, even on this Brent over here, you can see at any time frame you can apply it. We can see there's a top over there, but the confirmation of it comes by the orange dot. So over here, the blue dot comes for the bottom, and that's where the bottom gets confirmed by the formulas we program. And over here, the orange dot comes when the formulas get confirmed for the top, okay? So that's in essence. Now, from there, we can derive the most powerful, all the powerful stats from there, right? So I don't have much time to go through them, but look at 7 steps to CTP. But if you take a look over here, in terms of, let's say, just to 25, the 25. So in terms of projection, and then it will start to calculate all of this. And trading is much more easier because the table just comes at the bottom across different other platforms you saw. So if you see over here, it tells you here, isn't it, traders, right? So for this swing, is calculating, right? From the point where it started to the end, that's done about 93 cents. Okay, so over here, 10, 7, 18. So it calculates all of that. So from there, we go into a distribution table. You get a rough idea of what swing distance projection to go for, okay, on any time frame. That's how we get our numbers and we trade a conviction. The same thing for all the other stats. But as I said, I mean, I don't want to go too much in detail here because all that is covered under 7 steps of CTP, okay? One step by one step will take you very systematically. And remember, everything we teach is on a principle basis. So you can apply this on any strategy that you are doing, okay? So that's the whole key point over there. Right. So that's that one there. Let me just quickly take a look on Brent and gold. So still hovering around there. So not still getting a buy signal over here. Okay. So we'll wait and see how even Brent does as well. Right. So that's that one on the topic. So what do we go through over there? Powerful support and resistance lines. Definitely one that we look at is swings, but there's so many others. But you know what the good thing is, traders? You can combine the swings then with the Fibonacci level. See, now when I draw my Fibonacci level with the swing high and low, it's no longer guesswork, right? Because I know my bottom is there, confirmation. That's my top. Now you see, it's a bit more consistent and systematic. It's not the holy grail, but it's something, it's a framework, isn't it? That you can apply again and again for consistency. That's the first step, right? So here you can see that it's come down to the 50% level, 61.8% level. That's a point that traders look at quite a lot. We'll see if we get a bounce off from here, but we need a confirmation bar, okay? That's what we need. Okay, so we'll wait and see on how that comes out. Right, good. So that's on the horizontal support and resistance lines. Just in summary, I went through what is the support and resistance lines, what are some powerful ones, and we went through some of them and how you can achieve the consistency through the framework that we've created here with quantifying the tops and bottoms, okay? Now, why are they important? As I told you, those are the places where the order levels are capped. They will usually go over there. And also, once you quantify tops and bottoms, you get an average swing distance that you can then project towards as well. Now, how can you use them towards your strategy? We went through a little bit on that in terms of the stats that you get from there and how you can apply that in towards your entry, your stop loss, and your target. and then the other two components as well of a strategy. Okay, all of that is explained in detail, as I said, in 7 steps to ctp.com. Traders, I guess that's pretty much that from me. I know we shot a little bit just right on time on the dot at 3. Now, in terms of trades, still gold is hovering around there. You're not getting a hit around that place. I will just keep an eye on the 15-minute. Those of you on the Telegram channel, we will keep an eye on this and we'll see how that plans out to be. As I said, I'll be able to take a shot on this because it's just not fitting our criteria. Okay, but I'll have a think on that because you see, with the bar projections and everything, I'll be able to see if it does do the range to the downside. Will it still be an insider bar for today, or is it going to chop around basically? Okay, when it doesn't fit your strategy rules, I would just say, you know what, just sit on your hands. You just got to wait. There's no other way. Patience and discipline is very, very important. Traders, it's been a great session. Gold did move quite fast in the beginning. We did take that quick one over there for on the 15-minute, just on the principles that I just showed you over there. This one over here, right? So this was the one that we took over there, just on a 1 ATR number, but basically on the same principles. I couldn't even push it out on Telegram because it happened really quite quickly. But I'll wait and see if it does turn around, if it does hold that bottom there, and we'll see how that goes. Volume is looking good, but we need the push towards the upside. So we'll wait and see how that comes out to be. Traders, I guess that's pretty much that. I will tell you all the last reminder on the annual summit. It happens once a year. Once you're on our email, then you can come on to that as well. Happening on the 10th and 11th of October. It'll be good to see you guys in person. And it's good to do that once in a year. On both days, there'll be lunch. And the first day, we'll have dinner. So there'll be amazing time together. And it's in central London by the Thames River as well. Okay. I think with that said, I'll leave it on 7 steps to ctp.com. Definitely highly recommend that. And for you guys to revisit it, even if you got that as well. Traders, that's pretty much that from me on this session. As we always say, till the next time, stay disciplined, follow your trading plan, and keep trading like a master. Take care and bye for now.